right, so we are back. Not an episode in the last 3 or 4 weeks because we had a maintenance issue with the plane. Actually, truth be told, the plane had a small runway excursion. We've been learning. This is Jacob, by the way, with Archer Aviation. He is our transition trainer. We had a different one initially, and we learned that PA-46s have a tendency to, what would you call it? What do you call it?
Go off the runway?
Yeah.
Get squirrely when they touch down?
Squirrely when they touch down. And on one of Jerry's first training flights with the other training company, this got squirrely, and they actually went just a little bit off the runway. And so the plane went through a complete check of all the gear, rebalancing, re-rigging of all the gear just to make sure nothing was out of whack. And now it's been back in service for about the last 2 weeks. So Jacob has come down from Archer from Phoenix to handle all of our transition training. So we're going to fly down to Port Aransas today and finish all of my high altitude or long distance cross country transition training. Yesterday we did stalls, steep turns, all of our maneuvers, a bunch of pattern work, a bunch of landings, and I think we're good. So after today, hopefully, we should all be signed off, and then we're going to start flying like crazy. Is there anything you want to tell everyone about Archer and what you guys do?
Yeah, so Archer Aircraft, we're based in Arizona. We do transition training, so we basically focus on we could say experts in this airframe for everything from the original Continentals to the Lycomings to the turbo-powered ones and all that, but we just love this airframe. We love training them.
What's Mark been up to?
He's been up to a lot, man. He's doing good. He shoots all the time. He was in I think New York or someplace like that, like way up north. Did like a cruise. He does all kinds of stuff. He's always active, but he's been flying a lot too. Saratoga's been busy. We kept the PA-32 along with this airframe, so he's been flying that, and then we've been doing a lot of book training in this, just trying to make sure that we have this thing figured out and we're ready to go. Planning for Iceland. He got all of our international radio beacon licenses so that we can do all that. So yeah, he's been really good. He'll be out here later today, and you'll get to hang out with him on his afternoon training flight when we go to lunch. Make sure full rich, about full forward, RPM. Good.
Malibu 840 Delta, Georgetown.
Just getting ready to call you, Malibu 840 Delta.
Yeah, I figure you were. You're going to get rerouted quite a bit at the requested altitude. I think if you went 8,000 or lower, I might be able to get you more of a direct routing. Is the altitude more important than the route to you?
Up to you. What do you want to do?
Do you want to go high or do you want to go low?
Yeah, we're doing a training flight, so the altitude's fine. We plan on being kind of routed around all those MOAs the way we found.
Ooh, y'all.
Wow.
Is it better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay, good.
Like, that's a noticeable change. Cool. Trim is set for takeoff, just a little bit above flight controls. That's up, that's down. Left and right are free and correct. Instruments are 040 or 004, 004. Annunciator panel fully lit. Alternator is closed, make sure full rich.
So on an IFR departure like this, we briefed it where it's going to be a runway heading unless they give us something else. So I would start with that runway heading bugged in.
Okay.
So we'll run that up to 360 heading. And then on departure, if they give us something else, then we'll read that back with the takeoff clearance, and then before you...
Delta Cessna, just off departure, and it's going to be a right turn to the east. Turn left heading at 240, maintain 3000, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff after departure, left heading 240, maintain 3000 for 40 Delta.
Georgetown Tower, Aransas 978, hold short 36 for a north departure.
Everyone good?
Good. All right, everyone good? All right. Here comes the turbos. squirrel. Airspeed is alive. There's
978 departing
65.
Malibu is going to be a left turnout. We're still on course.
Engine instruments are in the green.
36, clear for takeoff.
All right, 36, clear for takeoff, north
There's
course,
80.
Aransas 978.
That was not as pretty as yesterday.
A lot of weight in the back.
Oh,
So the rotation's a little easier.
Yeah.
It pops off the ground, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
There you go.
No, that's good. Left 240.
November 40 Delta, contact Austin departure.
Over to departure for 40 Delta, thanks.
So if you feel as though a little bit cold, you can turn on the heater.
Are you feeling cold? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Jerry?
No, the Justin usually get cold, so
Oh, you're looking out for me. How sweet of you.
especially he didn't have his coat on.
November 77 Lima, do you happen to have a secondary transponder on board?
Oh no, you're lucky we have the first one.
77 Lima, roger.
You guys are so funny.
We're lucky to have one. Yeah, here we go. This is why we get our instrument rating. This right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's go ahead and, because I flew through the clouds, which makes me happy.
Yay, fun. So let's go nav mode.
Okay.
And then we can go into indicated airspeed mode. That's going to capture what we're doing right now. So if you want to stay at a 110 for the VY, you can capture it and then just use the scroll wheel to get it back to whatever airspeed you want. So the climb is typically when we're going to see a lot of these temperatures get exceeded, but yours runs so cold that, I mean, 344 on the cylinder head is nothing.
What is it, 380 is what we're looking for?
380 is like the perfect world. 400 is the, yeah, we don't want to go past that. Like, we really don't want to go past that.
Okay.
Awesome. And just for the last little bit of the climb here, we'll do a little experiment. So we're hovering around like 7, 8, 900 feet per minute on the climb at 112. So we're virtually right at VY climb.
Yep.
So let's change it. Let's go to 125 knots indicated, which will be our cruise climb setting. And we're just going to see the difference in the climb rate.
Wow.
Doesn't change much, so we're trading airspeed real quick here. Once it really gets stable at 125, we'll see it, but there's really not much of a difference. It's like maybe 100 feet, 200 at the most.
But you're going a lot faster.
Going a lot faster. So we gained about 15 knots of indicated airspeed, but almost 20 knots of true. And then as we get higher, that increase is just going to basically expand, multiply. In general, the most important thing that we have to teach in this is that we're getting into some really complex systems and complex airplanes. So we've got a really big old piston engine up front, so we have to learn how to control that. And especially because we're training it to run lean of peak, which is different for most GA airplanes. So we're actually taking it past where most GA airplanes will lean to, and then we take it on what we call the backside. So it's a little bit different in terms of how we run the engine and keeping it for longevity.
Contact Houston Center on 135.05.
13505 for 40 Delta.
And then one of the biggest things is just respecting this airplane. It's not like other GA airplanes. I mean, we're pressurized, we're flying high, we're flying far, we're flying fast, and it's just a different style of flying. Kind of like you've been hearing Justin say, like, this is crazy. It's like, no, it's just another day for this airplane, but we have to be, you know, proficient in our skills and actually very current on our skills too, so that we can approach this thing in such a way that we can make good decisions, fast decisions, and just be really in tune with it. You'll hear me say a ton during the initial flights. It's like, hey, we have to stay ahead of this airplane, because if you get behind it, it'll start doing things and your brain will be 20 miles behind it. You're already on the approach, or you're already, you know, climbing through the clouds, but your brain is still on the ground. And it's really easy to do that just because of the performance of it. So, you know, in kind of a general sense, our training really is just trying to get you as a pilot to be at a position where we can fly this airplane safely is the most important thing.
How many days? So typically the training is what, 3? Is it just does everyone have a different requirement, or do you guys change based upon whatever the insurance requirement is? Like ours had a specific stated requirement, right?
Yeah, and so it's typically 3 days. You know, an initial training event. It's different because you guys have Jerry and he's certified to give the dual, just not the sign off. So our typical initial training is like 8 hours of flight time, but obviously it's case by case. And then insurance companies will always put, you know, specific criteria to it. It'll either be initial course or it'll be initial plus XYZ amount of dual received. So some places, like we have a bunch of airplanes up in Utah that new one will get bought up there. We'll come up, do the initial training with the pilot, and then if they have another pilot that we've already certified on the airplane, then some of the dual they can give to them to finish them up. So we don't have to be there for, like, the last Meridian I did, the guy needed 50 hours of dual. It took us 11 days to get it done, kind of a thing.
Wow.
So it can be case by case, but, you know, by the time we hit 50 hours, it's like, okay, I don't know if we really need to be doing this anymore.
Yeah, how much more straight and level
how much more
flying
can we do? Yeah. So at that point, we're just going to, like, Eagle, Aspen, Jackson Hole.
Just going for the sake to go.
Yeah. It's like, hey, where do you typically go? What's your mission? We'll go do that a couple days, a couple times.
So you can see, yeah, that makes sense.
Just to do stuff and get comfy, because that's the most, like, what we try to do, like with you and I, we did all the different flap positions for the landings. So if at some point you go into an airport and you're descending in, you get on the downwind, you try to put the flaps down and just nothing happens, and you can't get the flaps to reset, and you're doing a no flap landing, instead of being like, oh shit, how do I do a no flap landing? You go, oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal.
Sure.
I can land it with no flaps. So that's a lot of the philosophy too, is like, okay, we're going to try to put you into situations and scenarios that we get into in this airplane all the time. We're high and we're close, like we did last night going back into Georgetown. It's like, well, shoot, we got to get down, so let's put the speed brakes out. Let's do power reduction. Let's try to get the thing established early instead of trying to force it down into an airport that really wouldn't be an easy thing to do. So learning the systems in such a way that we're like, okay, cool, yeah, I can make this work. Yeah, it's all case by case. You know, we have our syllabus and what we want to cover, but what we need to focus on is always a different thing.
Mustang Beach, traffic. Malibu, November 840 Delta, 4.5 miles straight in on the RNAV 30, full stop, Mustang Beach.
Oh, there's a glide path, let's put the gear down.
See, Jerry, they displaced the threshold.
Yeah, for construction, that's fun. Alright, and kill the power. Go, work her down. Good on the speed, crossing right at 85. This should work out real nice. Just get her into ground effect.
Harder than I'd want.
A little firm, all good though.
Not gonna slam on the brakes and get off there.
Oh, yeah, we'll spin it around at the end.
So the reason we got this over, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. We wanted to go, ultimately we're going to end up in, you know, some kind of turboprop at TBM, maybe even an SF50. But the insurance was too much to do a jump from piston to that. So this is a good middle range. But the reason why I think it's such a good transition from the PA32 is that all of this is very similar. Flying characteristics are very similar. Low wing is similar. Throttle control quadrant, all this stuff is like very familiar. So that part's really great. This feels completely different than the Saratoga. It's smoother, it handles better, it's obviously a lot faster, and it just outperforms it in every way. So although it feels the same, it also feels a lot different.
So what would you say to like a pilot that's like thinking about making the transition from something like a Saratoga, like, and it may seem like a daunting switch or like not sure about the upgrade? What would you say to that?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question. I would say it's do it the right way. The thing about this airplane that I've noticed, and even as we were flying today, like, I don't know that I would be comfortable in this airplane single pilot, especially in IFR conditions for, you know, probably 50, 60, 70 hours. It does move very, very, very fast. and things happen very, very fast. It's also very capable, so I think that there might be a propensity for people to get into a situation they shouldn't be in because the plane's so capable and you think, I'll just go point it. So my suggestion to that pilot would be, it is a very good transition, and once you do it, you'll be very comfortable, but do your training the right way. Take the time, go through a good transition trainer, spend as much time as you can with a good transition trainer, fly it a lot, do a lot of landings, do a lot of IFR flying before you ever do single pilot operations, especially in the clouds and especially with family or somebody. So I'd say you can do it. It feels very normal from coming from the another Piper airframe, but it's a far more capable airplane, and I think it can get away from you. So doing training in a very methodical way, I think, would be my suggestion. But other than that, get it as fast as you can and fly as much as you can, because this thing is really amazing.
Yeah, how's your training been in the Malibu so far?
Training has been going real good in the Malibu. It's just got a little more practicing with taxiing with my feet and stuff, getting the rudders right, getting my feet back off the brakes to make sure that I'm not applying brakes on it. But otherwise, it's going great. All the maneuvers went wonderful as far as all the slow flights, the stalls, the instrument approaches went real great.
Do you like it better than the Saratoga?
I like them both. I'm not going to say one over the other. I'm not going there. Especially with the person standing next to me.
They're different.
They're different. Obviously, one is for flying in the state, and one of them is for going outside the state.
Nice.
So, and then obviously one is pressurized, and we checked all that out in the air to make sure that I was pressurizing it correctly. And it felt really good. I had a big smile on my face the whole time.
Are we ready to go to Europe? You think we'll be able to do it in that plane?
Oh, definitely, especially go up to about 25,000. And like I said, it should be a lot of fun, and of course do it on a safe. And the whole thing is you got to wait for the right weather, and have patience.
And maybe by the time we go, Greenland will be part of the United States, so we won't even have to get a radio thing. Call it. That'll be great.
We won't need a passport either.
Georgetown ground. Malibu 840 Delta at the fuel pumps. Would like to taxi for a run-up with Lima, with staying in the pattern, please.
Malibu 840 Delta, Georgetown ground, taxi to the north end of hotel for your run-up, and then advise complete.
Taxi to the north end of hotel and report when complete. Malibu 40 Delta.
Okay, feet full on the floor. And not strictly on the rudder now.
There you go. And as you get it going, you can pull some power back just so we don't accelerate. There you go. Nice job.
And he wants me to taxi
north end of hotel via hotel, I believe. I'll confirm that. And 840 Delta, just want to confirm north end of hotel via hotel.
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that's so much better. Do you see the smile on my face now?
Yeah, there you go.
We added a whole 10 psi on it.
I mean, this is really different.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about throttle.
840 Delta for your pattern work, squawk 06100610.
All right, 0610 in the pattern, 840 Delta.
I'm going to let you do that while I'm taxiing.
You got it. 0610.
Jerry.
Yo.
This is much better.
Yeah, we have that tire pressure sensor. I'll do that on the check all the times.
Also using the ball on my feet right now. I was talking with Jacob about that. So I was able to make that turn without my feet on the brakes.
Yep. Trying to, I know, it's like me where I have to like kind of do this and like get pressure on it.
Oh, boy, am I glad we're doing it now. I feel so much more comfortable.
Good. Alrighty.
Let's hope I do this on the takeoff and landing, though. Get my feet down.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the true test.
It is. Alright, so here's the north end of hotel. We'll do the run up right here.
Okay, normally we go over here where it's larger.
Roger, Dodger.
Okay, now don't use the brakes, Mark. Let's try.
And if you're going to do a sharp turn, then you can drag some brake just to kind of help it along.
Okay, oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
Okay, mixture is rich, prop is rich, going to 2,000 RPMs.
Georgetown Tower, Malibu 840 Delta is number 1 at 18 Alpha.
Malibu 840 Delta, Georgetown Tower, make left traffic, report midfield with landing intentions. Runway 18, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff for 840, and we'll let you know when I'm midfield.
Okay, turning it just with my feet is what I want. Clear right. Okay, we're going to rotate it at 80. It's left pattern.
Yes, sir.
Want to establish on the runway first.
Yeah. Get your feet where you want them.
Got my feet down now. That's what I want.
There we go. So we're off the brakes. I'm on the rudders with you. We're good to go.
Here we go, guys. Okay,
There
this is still better.
you go. You can put a little more nose pressure down. So
okay.
there you
Oh,
go.
yeah. That made a big
There's
difference.
80, and now we can rotate.
Yeah,
there
that
you go.
was better. Here coming up. Down the runway. Flaps coming up. Yeah, it was still better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, coming back on the power. Get it out of the red. Okay, we're out of the red.
Roger.
Just give me a little bit of leeway.
Roger, Dodger.
Turning left. Okay, keep it. No sharp turns.
And we'll stay right at pattern altitude just so we don't drift up into the clouds. They're encroaching definitely.
Right.
And it's definitely falling. It was 1800 when we got here and the new one's 1600, so they're definitely trending this way.
Yep.
Alrighty, nice job. And we'll just bring that power right on back to 25.
25, coming back.
Awesome, and you can just let them know we want a full stop taxi back.
Georgetown Tower, Malibu 840 Delta is midfield. Like to do a full stop with a taxi back to 18.
Malibu 40 Delta, runway 18, clear now.
Clear to land for Malibu 840 Delta.
Sweet, so let's go 10 degrees of flaps.
10 degrees of flaps because we're over here.
Roger, Dodger.
And then I can put my gear down.
Yes, sir, you can. And we'll start bringing a little bit of power out.
Bringing power out. Bringing it back to about 2200. And I can see where we're at out here. Okay. Just want a little bit more to stabilize it, my approach. Okay, turning left. Starting my descent. Give me one more notch of flaps. And I have the runway. Okay, got 3 green on the gear.
Yep, verified.
Mixture is rich, prop is full forward. Seatbelts are all on. Speed is at 100. Turning final.
Roger. And a little fast on the speed, so you can start pulling some of that power out.
And I'm pulling in another notch of flaps.
Roger that.
Okay, speed is good.
Yep, trending towards 85 is what we want. There you go. Nice job. On that rudder, I see it. I'm with you. Dead on. Love it.
Okay, power's coming out. Power is out.
Roger.
Okay, let's let it get down a little bit. Out now.
Got a little more.
A little more.
Yep.
A little more. A little more. Easy, easy. Okay, stay on the rudders now. Okay.
There you go.
Stay off the brakes.
And now you can transition up to the brakes and get on
Malibu 840
those.
Delta, turn left runway 11, come to ground.
11 for 840 Delta.
Nice one. Good job. And I'll give ground a call. You can just keep it rolling. And ground 840 Delta, runway 11, taxi back to 18.
Jerry, that was much better.
Yeah.
Malibu 840 Delta, Georgetown ground runway 18,
Flaps
taxi to
coming
Alpha.
up. And take a look where...
just making sure we're exiting runway 11 Lima Foxtrot Alpha.
Affirmative, turn left on Lima, Foxtrot Alpha.
Thank you. Lima Foxtrot, Alpha to runway 18, 40 Delta.
Okay, now transitioning down to the rudder pedals more.
Yep. And the more you transition to the rudders, the more power you can pull out because we won't need it because we're already established in the roll. This thing has a lot of inertia.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
Just
good.
take that left onto Foxtrot. There you go. And just let her keep rolling. And we'll turn. We'll go all the way to Alpha. You can taxi via Alpha.
Oh, that's much better.
There we go.
Coming back.
There it is. I know it takes a lot of pressure, but...
Yeah, but this is a whole lot better than yesterday.
Good. All right, I'll switch you over to tower if you want to give him a call. We'll do this one just to a full stop.
Yep, and that'll be fine with me.
Roger.
Malibu 840 Delta, resume left traffic. Runway 18, clear to go.
Clear for takeoff for 40 Delta, and this will be a full stop.
Flaps 10.
Flaps coming to 10. Mixture is rich. Rich. Full forward on the... Anything? Nothing there.
Clear on this side.
Everybody set?
I am.
Yep. Oh, much better.
There
Keep it that way, Mark.
Dior,
it that way.
15 Kilo Julius with you on
that way.
GPS 18.
Station 15 Kilo Julius.
Here, coming up. Get up, establishing back on the heading.
Malibu 40 Delta,
Flap
fly,
coming
runway
up.
heading, I'll call you crosswind.
All right, we'll continue on runway heading. You got the crosswind 840 Delta.
I got that. Continue heading.
Roger.
Okay, watch my altitude. Get into the clouds. Heading is good.
Malibu 40 Delta, left downwind approved.
Left downwind for Malibu 840 Delta.
I have the runway.
Roger.
Malibu 840 Delta, look for citation 10, approaching 2 mile final.
And looking for traffic 840 Delta. At least he's fast.
Yep. 1600.
Roger, same altitude, 11 o'clock. He's somewhere out there.
Well, we'll continue going.
Yeah, oh, I got him in sight. Traffic in sight 840 Delta.
Malibu 840 Delta, roger, caution wake turbulence, number 2, runway 18, clear land.
All right, clear to land 840 Delta.
Okay, 1 notch of flaps. 10 degrees. Air's coming down.
In sight.
I have him now.
Go.
I'm going to give him a little bit of room.
Roger.
Okay, turning base. 1 more notch of flaps. Turning. Airspeed is good. Okay, get your feet low. Go down a little bit lower this time. Okay, rudders.
There you go.
Malibu 840 Delta, turn left runway 11, come to ground.
All right, left 11 over to ground 840 Delta.
Okay.
There we go. Nice job.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it. No problem. There we go.
I know a lot of times I like it just a fraction higher at a long runway, so I'm just letting you know.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Hey, ground 840 Delta, runway 11, late taxi back into the ramp.
Okay.
Malibu 840 Delta, Georgetown ground, roger. Turn left on Lima, and cross Foxtrot to the ramp. And where are you parking?
Lima Foxtrot to the ramp, and we'll just be in transient, and then we'll be coming back out.
Hey. Well, that was fun.
Was that better?
I think the only thing you might miss is
The rudder control, like after that
It
touchdown.
was much better.
Straighter, stabler.
I really do feel a lot more comfortable.
Good.
I went home and I put my chair down and I put a couple of pillows on the floor.
Oh, gotcha, and just tried to...
And I was trying to work which way could give me the most... I don't know if you saw what I was trying to do also.
Yep,
is
lift up and...
Yeah, lift up and get the pressure on there.
Yep.
So I was practicing all that at home to make sure.
For sure.
I just want to let you know that I did listen to you.
I can see
and
it,
it made
definitely.
sense to me.
Good.
And
there you go. And you can definitely feel, it feels a lot different when you have people in the back too.
Yes.
Like all that weight in the back, it helps with the flare, it helps with the rotation, all that.
Now I know I still probably needed to go a little bit lower.
Just so that last one, so we got it right into that ground effect, and then you heard the stall warning go off, and I think that tripped something that you kind of put the nose back down, and then we caught it at the last second. So if right when that the pitch attitude when the stall warning went off, just hold that pitch. And it would have just
I know. I just want to let you know that I did notice that myself.
All right, cool. So we're all signed off. Me, Mark, and Jerry. We're ready to go. Insurance is good. We can go fly wherever we want, whenever we want now. And this is its new home. So it's got a nice little house, stay warm. And we're gonna get it cleaned up, take it in for a 100-hour service, just because we've been flying it so hard for the last month. And then it's off to every place we can go. Beach, Nashville. I think we got a trip to Ohio coming up, Oshkosh this summer. Sun and fun in a couple of months. And then start training for our big Iceland trip. So we're good. Is that Jacob?
That is.
Jacob, are we good? Are we officially, we're signed off, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah? We can fly this thing on our own now? Hell yeah, this is great. So now it really starts. Now the real adventure begins. So hope everyone stays with us and checks it all out, because we're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing.